Hello everybody, welcome back to Best Picture Movie Review. Today I will be reviewing, I believe this is 1972's Best Picture, The French Connection, starring Gene Hackman and Roy Schneider, which some of you may know Roy Schneider from Jaws. But before we start the review, how about a beer? Is it too early for a beer? Didn't think so. Good stuff. So, The French Connection tells the story of two New York detectives, Poppy Doyle, which is played by Gene Hackman, and Buddy Russo, played by Roy Schneider. And basically, they investigate narcotics, mostly throughout the city and stuff, and they catch on to this drug smuggling ring that's going on. Everybody keeps talking about like this big, huge deal that's going to come down, going to take place, coming over from France. So basically, the movie is them trying to track down these dealers and what's going on with all of this. I'd never seen this movie before today. It is a very gritty 70s crime action thriller, and Gene Hackman, this actually won 5 awards. It won Best Picture, Best Directing, Best Actor, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Film Editing. And this was actually directed by William Friedkin, who most people know from doing The Exorcist. So yeah, this was one of his earlier films. But this is very, it's just a very gritty film, for its time. And I think it still holds up very well today, It's a very good movie. It's a very simplistic story. There's not a whole lot, twists and turns. It's pretty straightforward as far as the storytelling goes. And, it just gets right to the point. Now the way these detectives, they go about doing stuff, there's no way in hell they could do shit like this nowadays. There's one part where it shows them going to a bar, and there's all kinds of drugs and stuff going on in there, and they just rough everybody up. They do things completely out of procedure of how things are done nowadays. Getting them up against a wall, and just really roughing them up. And stuff. There's no way they could pull off stuff like that nowadays. These guys just basically go about their day and do what they want, as far as bringing criminals to justice. And, Doyle is, he's a racist to say the least. He's often spouting off racist remarks throughout the film. I guess that's a sign of the times, in the early 70s, 71. It just wasn't looked at the same way it was today. But the film, it's known for some pretty memorable scenes. One scene that I really liked in this, there's a game of cat and mouse between Gene Hackman's character and the head guy that's in with the French drug smuggling, where he's following him through town. And the drug smuggling guy, he knows that he's following him, but he's playing it very sly. He never looks directly at him. He never even does glances. You could tell he's looking at him, from the corner of his eye, and could see him that way. And it's a really cool game of cat and mouse, as they go through the city, and they go down into the subway station, and they get on one of the subways, and or he gets on, and then Gene Hackman gets on, and Gene Hackman's looking at him. Well, the smuggler will get back off, and Gene Hackman will get off, and he'll get back on. It's a really cool game of cat and mouse, and it's awesome how it's played and how it's shot. It was shot very well. You can follow it very well. I really liked that scene a lot. I thought that it was very cool. And then of course, you got the train scene. Where later on in the movie, Gene Hackman is following another one of the guys that's in with the ring, and he ends up getting on a train. Gene Hackman can't get on it, so Gene Hackman gets in his car and he's hauling ass down to the next stop of the train. And the train is going up above, and Gene Hackman's driving on the road down below it. It's really cool because Gene Hackman just goes up to a guy and says, police emergency, I need your car, and just takes off with the guy's car. And he's driving against traffic and with traffic, darting in and out, trying to keep up with this train. All along the train, there's a police officer on that's going after the guy on the train. Just a really cool action scene that lasts for, 10 minutes or so. It's really cool. But overall, guys, I thought The French Connection was pretty good. It's not your typical Best Picture movie. And I'm actually kind of surprised that this won Best Picture. I mean, because it is a simplistic story, but also just, the grittiness of it. You don't see films winning Best Picture like this too often anymore, it doesn't seem like. Like a film like No Country for Old Men, something like that. I would put this more along with that type of film. It's not, like The King's Speech or Slumdog Millionaire or something like that. But yeah, it's an enjoyable film. And now this isn't my regular Blu-ray review, but I do have to say this Blu-ray, guys, doesn't look very good at all. Probably one of the most uneven Blu-rays I've ever seen. Like, some of the day shots look very good, and then you get into a club and it's just so grainy. I mean, it's just awful looking. I can't imagine the DVD release of this even looking that bad. Just very uneven. You'll see one great scene, very few great scenes, but a few great scenes, then a good scene, a bad scene, and then another bad scene, then an okay scene, then a terrible scene. Just very uneven as far as the Blu-ray presentation goes. But guys, this film, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It's worth checking out if you're into crime films, stuff like that. Gene Hackman's really awesome. Him and Roy Schneider are just, no nonsense, no bullshit detectives in the 70s when New York was starting to get really bad into drugs and stuff like that. New York itself is really gritty in this and crime-riddled. But yeah, guys, it's an enjoyable film. I was entertained by it. So yeah, definitely check it out, guys. If you've never seen it, it's easy to find. I think I picked this up for like $10, so it's not going to break the bank, definitely. So yeah, guys, that's The French Connection. I'm Jason. I appreciate you watching. You all have a good one. Later.